Here. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for Mount Juliet Chamber Coffee with a Candidate. Excited to have with us this afternoon for a few minutes.
I'm lost, Mark. I'm gone. I'm not there. It went away.
Okay. I see you.
Oh, you do? I don't see you though. No, I'm back. Okay, good.
Okay. Excited to have with us this afternoon Debbie Moss. She's current and Circuit Court Clerk, and is here today to talk about the reasons why she wants to ask for your vote to for re-election. So we'll be about 20 minutes long today, and before we leave, I'm sure she will provide you with information about a website, an email address, contact information if you have further questions. But today, we just want to kind of get to know Debbie a little bit better. For those of you that haven't had the privilege of meeting her, good afternoon, Debbie. You take a minute and introduce yourself, and then we'll have a few questions.
Good afternoon, Mark. I am Debbie Moss. I am your Circuit Court Clerk for Wilson County. I have lived in Mount Juliet my whole life, been a Wilson County resident my whole life. I've been married in June, will be 46 years to my high school sweetheart. I have two beautiful daughters that are both professionals. One is a nurse practitioner, one is a teacher seeking her admin at this time. 4 granddaughters, and of course they're all gorgeous and sweet. And even the dog is a female, so my husband doesn't have a chance. So that's a little bit about me. No chance whatsoever. Fire away. Give me a couple of questions here.
Well, I'll tell you, I think a lot of people might have an idea of what a commissioner does, or maybe even a mayor, perhaps even a state representative. But there might be folks that see Circuit Court Clerk, know we have to have one, but maybe don't have any idea what the duties actually entail and why experience is important.
Experience is greatly important because nobody knows what I do. It's a tough job. I am the absolute record keeper for everything that comes through every single court except Chancery. I have to make sure those records are secure. I have to keep some of them forever. I have to pick the right clerks to go with the right judges. If you get a traffic ticket, it comes through my office. If you get charged with murder 1, comes through my office. If you adopt a child, comes through my office. So I have all that kind of paperwork. And I have 35 employees. I have 30 full-time, 5 part-time. I have amazing staff, a fantastic staff. I could not do anything without them. We are rolling. We're working very, very well because of the experience, because I do have 2 terms, and I would love to have a 3rd term. We do, I have cancer survivors. My sister, that you know, is a double cancer survivor. My bookkeeper is a survivor, and my clerk in criminal court is also a survivor. So we will support Sherry's hope in every way that we can. We always have a team, but I have an employee that I call my cruise director. And when she comes in and looks at me and says, hey, I know we're fixing to do a fundraiser of some kind. So this last time we had walking tacos, and we just put a jar out front and said, put in whatever you want. You want to put in $1, put in $1. You want to put in $100, put in $100. So we did that for 2 hours at lunchtime. And then a few days later, we had a chili cook-off and did the same thing. We gave Sherry's Hope a check for $2,150.
Thank you.
That's kind of incredible. That's the kind of camaraderie that we have in the office too. So this last time, it was an employee of the counties that, not in my department, another department, needed a little help. And we had a bake sale for her. And then we had a potato bar lunch day for her. And then we gave her $1,220. So
good for you. Good for your team.
Long if you're not having, know what you're doing, and we still got all the work done. How about that?
Good for you. You mentioned another department. Tell folks where your office is located. With multiple county buildings, government buildings around, they may not know where the clerk's office is.
My office at the Criminal Justice Center is on 115 East High Street. And the other office is across the way at 134 South College Street. And that's called the Judicial Center, not the Criminal Judicial Center.
Right, okay. What's a typical day look like? Do you and do you keep all of your records? Are you archiving those digitally, and has that made it better than volumes and boxes of paper?
No, we have a lot of offsite storage, and we can do some of it digitally, but legislature actually tells us what we can do with that. So it depends on, it's coming. It's going to all be electronic soon. I hope it's all electronic soon and it's in a cloud and we can just grab a piece of paper like that and hand it out.
When you need
because
it?
Pardon me?
When you need it?
When you need it, yeah. Because right now, sometimes we have to request it from where we've got it stored, and it might take a day or two to get it. It usually doesn't. They usually are really good to get it the next day, but we don't always. I'm a little busy. I've got I have a public servant's heart. I want to give back to my community because my community has been so good to me. So I have served on the Wilson Bank and Trust Community Board in the past. Currently, I am on the executive board for Leadership Wilson, and I am on the board for CASA, which is Court Appointed Special Advocates. I'm their president this year. I'm also on the board at Mount Juliet Senior Citizens, and I'm also on the board at Cedar Seniors. That's so hard to say, Cedar Seniors. Try it, you won't be able to say it. I'm also on the executive board for the Middle Tennessee Clerks Association, and in the past I have served as president for them as well. I'm on the legislative and the education committee, and I am currently vice president at Mount Juliet Seniors and has served as president there as well.
I spoke to Wilson 1, and you're involved in Wilson 1 as well, correct?
I am in Wilson 1, and I have been their past president as well.
A great
I knew I'd
group.
leave something off.
That's all right. A great group and very active too with the Mount Juliet Chamber. We thank you for that kind of support as well. So
I'm a member of both chambers, Mount Juliet and Lebanon, Wilson County, and I'm an ambassador for both of those.
We're glad to have you. Thank you. When I speak to the other candidates running for other positions, whether it's school board or the county commission, a common theme is growth. What are we going to do with growth? And I guess people would put 2 and 2 together that growth is certainly, that's going to affect education and county commission. What is growth? New people moving into the area. How does it impact your office? And
it's incredible. The growth is incredible, and we are super, super busy, and we have court every single day, where in some of the smaller counties, they may not have court but once a week. Okay. So we have grown, and I need more employees. And when budget time, when I get to go in there and ask, I'm going to ask for more employees to try to keep up with some of it. I am very fortunate that I have a clerk that is from Chile, and she is a fantastic translator. Okay. So I have an advantage there, and she does a great job. Like I said, my staff is amazing. My chief deputy, Kim Stewart, she is something else. She's marvelous.
Good. With some of the departments are, they sort of pay for themselves. They charge fees and stuff. I'm assuming that yours is not like that.
No, I am a fee office.
You are a fee office. So
I am a fee office.
If you need more, more employees, does that come by raising fees or providing more service, or where will the money come from to get more employees? With
the growth that we have, we will bring that money in.
Okay.
We'll have enough fee money to pay for that. And take care of all of our judges. We have 6 judges and 1 magistrate. And with the new magistrate, I can barely keep them covered in juvenile with them. So I've got to have a clerk in juvenile as well. And
every proceeding has somebody from your office in there taking notes.
They do. They don't. I don't have to provide them, but I provide a clerk for every judge, and they are paired up so that everybody's happy, so that the judges are happy and the clerks are happy. I have, yeah, they're working real well.
You
And
mentioned
we
you have a
beat
cruise,
out those judges.
you mentioned you have a cruise director, and now you also have a matchmaker, correct?
Now I have a matchmaker, yes.
I know some
And
of those characters. That could be a hard match, couldn't it?
it could, oh, that's exactly right. The word character, because I said the other day on something that I have to look at my judges' personalities and know what they want. And I really get along really, really well with my judges. But then one has already teased me. What do you mean personality? You think I have an odd personality?
If you have
And
to
he just
ask
sets
that,
it up.
man, you have a big personality. So how does Wilson County's Circuit Court Clerk Department, I won't use the word compare, but that's kind of what I'm getting at, is as far as the level of service compared to maybe others our size. We got a good system in place and good folks.
Not only that, I get letters from other places, from attorneys that practice mostly in Davidson County or Rutherford County or over in Murfreesboro. They absolutely send letters and say, you have the best customer service that we've ever had. And they will call out certain clerks and say they did a fantastic job. And I always put those letters in their files so that they know that. And I always go to them and tell them thank you and tell them that they have some great accolades coming in.
That, as a Wilson County taxpayer, that warms my heart to know that. I think everybody that's not seeing the money out every day and all that, we hope that our tax dollars are being spent wisely and we're getting a good return on our money. Looking in your crystal ball in the next few years, what are there imminent changes coming, whether those are the marketplace determining them, new legislation coming out of every year when the legislature goes in to session, they tweak things, pass things, new laws, anything particularly good or not so good that's going to impact your office in the next couple of years?
Not anything in particular. Some of the legislators, they're wonderful people, but they do not know what we do as a clerk. So that's why we have a very, very active legislative committee for the Middle Tennessee Clerks Association. As a matter of fact, I just sent Senator Mark Pody a text and said, Senate bill number, I would like for you to vote no on that. So
that's what I was
stay in touch.
Good. I'm glad to know. I was going to kind of ask if you monitor legislation, proposed legislation, and at least stay in touch with our elected officials, your elected officials. So no matter how they vote, at least they know the impact on your office.
Right. And I have every one of them in my phone. I am in contact with all of them. And they're really good to get back to me. They are doing their job.
Yeah. This is that time of year and they'll, I think they had hopes of being out maybe in the next few weeks. I'm not sure after yesterday or day before's court decision that they're going to make it. They are.
I don't think they're going to make it. I don't think they're going to make it
for the next few days. But the folks that want to come to your office or need to come to your office, do citizens just walk in? Do they need anything, or do you pretty much have to be engaged in is there any services that you provide that aren't related to somebody being in the courtroom? Or somebody would walk in or need something?
Oh yeah, we have that all day long too.
Okay.
And I got a message from a lady out in Montana that wanted something from a file from 25 years ago and worked with the sheriff's department. We found it and got it and are getting it and I'm going to get it to her. So it's not my department. It was really a sheriff's thing, but they came to me first because they see my name on everything. So, but I helped her, and worked real well with the sheriff's department doing that. We work good with probation as well and youth services. There's so many moving parts to the court system, so many moving parts, because if you only work in general sessions, you have no idea what they're doing over in juvenile.
I see.
So we try to cross-train. We cross-train within those departments. I have juvenile, criminal, general sessions on one side, and then on the other side, I have the very same thing. We have, the circuit judges they can have trials.
Okay.
So I'm responsible for the jury as well.
Oh, my.
Well, yeah, we bring in like 300 people at a time and we panel them. We try to get 12 full panels every time of 12. Never happens, but we try. This time we got 11 though. So that was really good. And you want to hear the stories. That's where the stories are when they get their jury letter and then they come in and they were like, well, I can't serve. And the judge has already said, this is your duty.
Yeah.
And Judge Wooten was the best at that. I know he's gone, but I'm going to compliment him. He was the best at it. He made you feel tiny if you got up and said you wanted to get off that jury duty.
Yeah.
But it's fun and it can be it's very interesting. In grand jury, you know everything going on in the county. That's where all the indictments come from. So
Grand jury.
grand jury's fun. And
Yeah,
we have a great, Terry McDonald handles that for us and he does a good job.
Judge Wooten was a friend to all of us. But you mentioned when you were speaking of your volunteer time and some of the things you work in the community, you specifically mentioned CASA, and I can't let that go without saying thank you. If
You're
people
welcome.
watching
I'm
this
telling
don't
you.
know about CASA, incredible. It's too bad we have to even have it in the first place, but we're lucky to have volunteers that will step up and do incredible things and change lives. Thank you.
And Kathy Sweeney is fantastic. She does a great job. And her staff is great too. So,
And her husband,
yeah, it's a
Ken's not
shame.
bad either. So,
Do
well,
what?
her husband Ken is a pretty good guy too. So she needs a lot of support for that organization.
He's a wonderful guy.
As we wind down a little bit, and say you were standing in line at the grocery store or wherever, and you had a couple of minutes just to tell somebody why they should vote for you, why experience matters. Let's finish on that if it's okay, and then we'll thank everybody. We'll thank you, and be sure in your remarks you ask them for your vote. Don't forget that, okay?
I do not forget that. I ask
okay.
everybody that I see, I really do ask everybody that I see for their vote. Experience in this is extremely important because there are so many moving parts and I am the keeper of all those moving parts. And I've done a good job, Mark. I have done a good job. I have turned that place around and you can ask any of the judges if they're happy with the way things are running. Things are going great. I have proven myself. I have proven that I can do the job. I am doing the job. And that's tough trying to run a campaign and do your job at the same time as well. So I would tell them that, yes, I've done a good job and I'm not perfect, but I'm perfect for this job. So, and I would ask you for your vote. Now, Mark, honestly, I'm asking you for your vote.
that is an awesome wrap up right there. So never heard it put that way, but thank you for what you're doing and being such a faithful servant to the public. I would also say thank you for your accessibility. You're out and about, and I know you're doing this on your personal time and not on your work time. So thank you for making time for us, and best of luck to you and your campaign. Early voting starts April.
It starts Wednesday.
13th?
Yeah, that's next Wednesday. Yep. Goes through the 28th. And the Election Commission, they're working on our paid holiday, Good Friday. We're going to have early voting. So Debbie Moss is going to be working too.
All right.
Over there trying to do it.
I have a feeling we'll see your car signs or you out on election day. Debbie, thanks for making time for us today. Keep up.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Have a blessed weekend.
Thank you. You too, Mark.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.